Picture a town that looks empty, but beneath your feet, fire is still raging. Smoke seeps through the cracks, and silence feels alive, almost haunted. Where could such a place exist? Tonight, we're going to Centralia, Pennsylvania.
No, you kept telling me, don't read the bag, just eat it. And I went, no, I'm reading the goddamn bag.
You don't want to know how the sausage is made. Just eat it. I'm saying
I read the bag. I didn't eat it.
She would have eaten it had she not read it. She would just,
this is delicious.
You would not have because you wouldn't have known. Oh, my God. Open your culinary palate.
Lane's the one in culinary, not me.
He's making it, but you could, try the different things.
No.
How do you expect to grow as a person if you don't try new things?
I'll just do what I'm doing right now. Problem solved.
That's a bland life.
Yeah. Buy more seasonings. Problem solved.
That's not...
Then it won't be bland.
Hi, everybody. Welcome.
I'm still on a thing.
Welcome back. How is everyone doing today? I swear if you just go, Matt, I'm going to throw you.
Well, I'm here.
Are you going to get your bull in the shot?
Yeah,
we need to make him a chair.
He blocks my face. He'll be right there. Romeo.
Romeo.
This is my child.
Have you gotten any further in any of those audiobooks?
I think I'm halfway through.
Which one? That's me. That you're kicking me under the table.
Backwards into the timeline. On the Thrawn books?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I'm halfway through the first one.
Okay, so I was maybe a third of the way through the second one, so that's why I stopped reading, because I didn't want to know anything before you got there. I think I'm almost halfway through the one you told me to get. Oh, crap. I cannot think of it now. Because I know it's been quite a few weeks since I've even pulled it up. The one with the vampires. With, Lestat.
Oh, the Vampire Lestat.
Yeah, is that what the book's called? Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm just about halfway on that one.
The second one in that series.
Yeah, in his, yeah.
The one after it's, Queen of the Damned?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
What we talking about?
Our hobbies that we've been doing.
Interview with the Vampire books.
Mm.
Yes, and for a while before he became team lead, him and I were both listening to audiobooks, and I started listening to a different audiobook so he could catch up with where I was with the Thrawn ones. And no, I was thinking about that the other day because I'm getting to the point now that, a lot of the podcasts are getting kind of bleh. Mm. I'm there's some episodes that got mixed in that I'm oh, okay, I listen to them, but I'm listening to them so much so often, and I'm I don't want music, I don't want this. I'm well, I'll listen to an audiobook. And I just thought of it the other day. I started playing the Neil Gaiman about the Norse mythology. Okay. I was listening to that. I literally was listening to chapter 2, and I'm why am I listening to this when I could be finishing another audiobook? And I'm oh, it's lunchtime now. I need to remember to listen to what I'm supposed to listen to and not bypass it, because I can't listen to it when I'm doing it on here. I tried that.
It's fine. I'm currently in the middle of reading multiple books.
Oh, you're doing multiple ones?
I'm in the middle. Technically, I never finished A Court of Thorns and Roses because it's shit. I never finished. It's real bad. It's so fucking bad.
I apologize because I know there's a big fan base that listens to
that.
No,
it's so bad. I hate it. I'm in the middle of Two Twisted Crowns.
Okay.
I started King of Pride, but that was just kind of a mood start. I'm currently in the middle of Wings of Starlight and Phantasma. They're both really good. Phantasma is a horror book, and I don't normally read that, but it's pretty good.
Wasn't there a fantasy horror book, too, that you had found? Because that's what you started talking about, the whole Lestat. There was something that you were looking up, too.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was.
And what else am I in the middle of?
I forget what that one was, because now that she mentioned that there was something that you had picked. See, we just don't do this. There's other things we do that we get behind on.
I still would like to try those Four Horsemen books.
I'm torn on that one. Yeah.
I would like to try them, but I don't know.
That it did, like, the one sounded interesting, but then when I listened to the preview of the next one, because I'm like, I don't need to know all what's going to happen, but what's this I don't want to be sucked into a series and then be like, well, this is crap, I just wasted my time. I think, was it the second or the third one I listened to the, like, trailer, if you will, of it, and that's where I was like, I don't know now. Because it's like, I don't know, I can't remember. Something that made me think like it took a weird turn. I'm like, this isn't what I thought it was going to be. What's going on?
Oh, here, I have them all written.
Have what all written?
The books I've started. Yeah,
Oh.
I named them all. But the most recent book that I've actually finished was Caught Up, which is the second book to Lights Out. Which, it was really good. I read it in like 3 days. It was really good. Really, really good. I liked it.
No, I thought I would touch base and see where we are with our previous hobbies. Our little...
I mean, I would like to start listening to them, but I swear to God, every 10 minutes, somebody's calling me.
That never stops when you're doing that.
I know.
And I tried listening to, I think it was the Lestat book, while I was editing a couple weeks back. I cannot do that. Because it is good. Don't get me wrong. I do enjoy listening to it. Because then I stop and I'm like, while I'm on the computer, where is that here? Where is that? And then it's been about an hour and a half, and I'm no further in my script writing than I was supposed to be. I'm like, I'm not looking at all up anything related to what I'm writing down. I'm like, this is not where I was supposed to be. I should have been done with this over half an hour ago. And yeah.
But literally everyone hypes up A Court of Thorns and Roses.
Right.
It's just, I don't even know if I'm 100 pages into it, but it's not. I've read better. So much better.
I don't know, because the book... There was a TV show out, is it American Gods? I think that's what it's called.
Why, what is it?
It's about, like, different deities, gods that are, like, coming to Earth and they're having interactions and they're trying to regain their power, like in our modern day or whatever. It has Odin, Thor, but it has, like, every god in it. I was given the book when the book first came out. I barely got through the first chapter. I did not care for it.
You know,
and everybody was like, oh no, this is so good. I don't like how this is written. I don't.
Basically,
When Name of the Wind came out, I could not put that damn thing down. I was reading it every bathroom break, everything I hit, that fucker was glued to me. I'm like...
Summary of what I've read in A Court of Thorns and Roses. Poor family, she kills and skins Wolf. Turns out Wolf was actually human that can shapeshift, so it's a bunch of furries. Then a big wolf comes to the house and is like, you killed my friend, you're coming with me now. And now she's in, like, this land, and they basically just ignore her, and it sucks.
You sound like you're invested into that.
It's so bad. I'm excited for October, because that's when my favorite book, When the Moon Hatched, that's when the second book comes out, which
Yes.
I think it's like When the Dragons Fall or something like that, and I'm so excited for it. That's the one book I cannot promise you that I'm not going to get as soon as it comes out.
I told you, no more books till Christmas.
It's just one more.
No, it's always with you one more.
It's my favorite.
It just came out. I've been waiting so long.
I
you
have
can be
been.
patient.
It's been a year.
And you can wait another few months.
No.
It won't kill you. You can look at me like that all you want.
I will get it.
Does squinting the eyes narrow the power? You think it's going to, like, jolt me through?
Who's the one that convinced you to let the cat in the house?
Moving on.
I literally just kept going, she should stay in while we're out. And he's like, fine, let's just go. So yeah, the cat's indoor now. She's not allowed outside anymore.
Well, speaking of October, good segue.
Yeah, whatever.
We'll call this our part 2 episode in our spoopy series. We're doing all, like, haunted places, scary cryptids. We're going to take you on a journey. We're not going to go too far for us. This is actually somewhat local for us today. Man. Instead of a haunted house, how about we go to an abandoned haunted town? So strap yourselves in. We'll have our little animation. I don't know what I'm going to pick yet, but I will do our little walkthrough.
If you will, picture a town that looks like it's been erased. Streets stretched on for blocks, but they lead nowhere.
I can't keep doing that because I'm going to
Yeah,
overheat
kind
a
of
shit.
don't, no.
It'd be like Twilight Zone. That was the whole effect there.
Oh, okay.
Stop signs still stand at empty intersections, pointing towards foundations that have long since crumbled. The air is strangely heavy, sometimes carrying with it the faint, bitter smell of sulfur. And if you pause for a moment, you may notice plumes of smoke drifting upward from the cracks in the ground, as though the earth itself is exhaling. You may be thinking this is the start of a video game, but it's not. This isn't the opening scene to a horror film either. For those of you who live around central Pennsylvania, this is Centralia, the real-life ghost town that sits atop a coal mine fire burning since 1962. A town consumed not by war, not by disease, but by an invisible fire that refuses to die. Before we get started, what all do you know about Centralia there, boss?
Basically what you just said.
That's it. That's all you know. What do you know? Anything?
Nothing, but someone says that the mountain is on fire and is being invaded by dragons and Sasquatch. On Mifflin County alerts.
You heard it here first.
Someone said, how's the mountain? Someone responded, on fire, currently being invaded by dragons and Sasquatch. And someone
well,
else
the
said,
Sasquatch
the
got to have
aliens
something to ride
landed.
on. Okay. Well, all right. So, we have, let me see. I broke this down. 1, 2, 3, 4...
1795.
I'm going to go through the first sections fairly quickly because just for the fact, I'm going to do a quick rundown, how the town was built, blah, blah, blah. But we're going to take this episode a little bit differently because our spoopy series, spooky, haunted, all that stuff, everybody does and talks the history about Centralia, what happened to it. And there's a lot of information behind it. There's plenty of documentaries, films that are made, independent videos. Everybody really covers about just the aspect of what happened, how it could have been prevented. We're going to take a slightly different road towards the second half of this. So first half, we'll have a little history class for us. Will you quit kicking my feet?
Your foot is all up in my business.
I am pointing in this direction.
Yeah, well, my foot's over there.
Where would you like me to put my feet? Can I go straight across?
Here. You see this bump right here? Don't go past that bump.
I have long legs, woman.
No, not my bump. I said bump.
I really can't say what I want to say right now. What in the hell are you doing?
No.
Do you not realize that he always does that? He just stares dead into the camera for
No,
like a
I
good
noticed
5
that, but I
minutes.
never noticed his eyes going like, whoa.
Just go separate directions.
That would...
You fucking lizard.
All right.
Let me pull out my lizard button.
So Centralia began like many towns in Pennsylvania's coal region in the mid-1800s. Coal was the backbone of America's industrial growth. Centralia sprang to life as miners and their families poured in, carving a community out of the mountains. At its height, Centralia had more than 2,000 residents. Far cry from what it has now. It had churches, schools, grocery stores, saloons, and a tight-knit neighborhoods where everyone knew everybody. Coal wasn't just the fuel of the town's furnaces. It was the lifeblood of the people. Fathers passed down mining jobs to sons. Generations built their lives above the same coal seams that had been mined for decades. But beneath the prosperity lurked danger. The mines stretched like a honeycomb beneath the town. Old tunnels and shafts, poorly mapped, left the ground fragile, and all it took was one mistake to awaken something no one could control. So, it had been mined for quite a number of years, and like I said, there's plenty of generations that it was just, like in most small towns, you're going to high school, you're going to do what either your dad did, what your grandfather did, what your mom did. You're just going to pick up and do the exact same thing. Mm-hmm. But what is very shocking for Centralia is, it's not that it wasn't mapped at all. It was very badly mapped. That it is a wonder that more cave-ins did not happen. Because of when they tunneled this way, they may have mapped it, but they may not have mapped exactly how far. It wasn't very accurate. Mm-hmm. So you could be off by not just maybe like 3 or 4 feet, almost 20 to 25 feet. So you thought there was quite a few accounts that when they were going and tunneling, they knocked into a previous tunnel. They just wrote, oh, well, we were just a little off track. You weren't off track. You were where you were supposed to be. The mapping wasn't correct.
Yeah.
So that's what created this maze of honeycombs that just linked everything. Are you okay?
Uh-huh.
You sure?
Yes, I didn't cut myself.
So the mistake would come in May of 1962. So in preparation for Memorial Day, the town ordered workers to clean up a landfill. They didn't haul their trash out of town, and it wasn't just their trash. They actually collected trash from other towns in the area. So the landfill was fairly large. The method was simple. Burn the trash. Not bury it. Burn it.
That's not gonna go too well.
No, it is not. The fire slipped into an open vein of coal, and in so doing, it found a new home. So they had a partial dug pit that this wasn't the first time they had burned the trash, but it had a dry spell leading into it, was heaped full because they were just trying to clean everything up for the area. They were going to have a big celebration, so they wanted the dump. They didn't want everybody smelling it, so we want you to burn it to get rid of it. So very dry conditions.
Just spray some Febreze, no smell.
They actually did pour some flammable liquids on it to get it going, so intensified the heat. So you had a bunch of little things led into the mass that what started. Because like I said, they'd been burning on it before and nothing had happened. So it didn't come across their minds, this is a problem. Mm-hmm. It was the little things that led into it's like, it's dry. You don't need to throw the accelerant on. You threw accelerant on, this is going to be twice as hot.
You know
Where's
this
it
stupid
sitting?
idea, let's make it more stupid.
Well, so at first it seemed like nothing, and it didn't happen within the first day. But within weeks, residents noticed smoke drifting up through the ground near the dump. The town tried to fight it. Bulldozers were hauled in, clay trenches, even water pumped directly into the earth, but the fire outsmarted them all. It crept deeper, finding fuel in endless seams of coal. Like I said, the whole honeycomb deal of them busting this wall out to that wall out, because of that, where they thought they were dumping water into, would have smoldered it. It actually backed away, kicked over in the next one, and just kept jumping from spot to spot. The fire was patient. It wasn't loud or fast. It was just relentless. Now, remember, I have these dates in here, so try to keep them connected. This started in 1962. By the 1970s, this has been burning since 1962. We're in 1970. The evidence was everywhere. Sidewalks grew warm beneath people's feet when it would snow in the area. You ain't got no...
Oh, wait, this is underground.
This is underground.
No, I learned about this in history.
Okay.
I have heard about this. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, this is the underground mine.
Yes. So, wintertime, when you see videos of New York City, how the steam comes out of the vents and everything by the sidewalks, this was the sidewalk itself because it was so hot it would melt the snow off. Now, you wouldn't burn your hand on it, not everywhere. There was some really hot spots that they eventually started just roping off, but there was heat now radiating off the ground. The air sometimes filled with a strange metallic taste. On cold winter mornings, steam rose from the earth as if Centralia itself was breathing. Because it wasn't smoke you were seeing initially in a lot of spots. It was just the steam because you had all the snow, ice coming in. So the ground was steaming off just like a pan with water. 62, 70s, huge time gaps here that we really let a lot go. The breaking point would not come until 1981, almost 20 years from when the fire originally started. Now, this is when a 12-year-old boy named Todd Dabasky fell into a sudden sinkhole in his grandmother's backyard. The hole was more than 100 feet deep, spewing hot steam laced with carbon monoxide. Todd barely survived. He did survive, but just barely. He clung to the roots of a tree until he was rescued. So when he went down, he as everybody does, you reach out trying to grab a hold of something. He was actually able to grab on some tree roots that exposed themselves when he was going down, and he held on till help arrived. That single moment shocked the nation. Centralia wasn't just unsafe, it was deadly now. The government finally ordered evacuations. Families were brought out, houses demolished, streets abandoned. What was once a thriving town became a ghostly grid of empty streets, crumbling foundations, and a handful of stubborn residents who refused to leave. Most people, I want to say there was 3 or 4 major, there was tons throughout the years, but I want to say there was 3 or 4 major town meetings where they're like advising people, we need to leave. We need to start finding a way out. And I mean, that's something hard to go through. That we have that nowadays, even with hurricanes. People think they're just going to ride it out. And with something like a fire that's underground, you don't see it, so how bad is it really?
Yeah.
I can't see the fire. I can't see it destroying anything, so how really bad could it be? So there was a lot of people who were trying to fight it, not wanting to leave. The houses that got tore down were either because the fires were coming near them and they could visibly see the foundations cracking, or there was so much smoke that the carbon monoxide was seeping into the basements. There were reports of people going into their homes, going to bed, and not waking up. And it's because the carbon monoxide was coming through just a crack in their foundation and leaking into the house. And it was enveloping the whole household. You were intaking that while you were asleep, and it was killing people. So they're like, we don't even want an abandoned building here. Bring it down, because they could not find the vents to stop. It's not like a pipe that you can shut it off. They've been trying to, they poured concrete into sections thinking that originally they had it off as so many square feet or whatever, like hundreds of square feet, to isolate it, and they thought it was contained. And then the next thing, they're seeing smoke well outside that containment area. So somehow it's jumped and moved on.
I don't get why you just wouldn't leave. I mean, I understand.
Stay somewhere your whole life. Not everyone wants to leave it.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
hell's underneath you.
That, yeah.
Technically, hell's always underneath you.
Just saying, like,
I was, being that I wasn't there, I don't know. I have the sympathy of, yes, I probably would want to stay. But, I mean, if you're walking outside, and from what they always describe it looked like, of like the steam and the smoke, and they put in vents thinking that the vents would allow the carbon monoxide to come out and that they could then shut the vents to like smother it, and it still wouldn't stop. I'm like, if it was that bad, and the pipes. Now, the pipes aren't the way today how they were when there was people like massively still living there, but they had 12 to 18 inch round pipes that was letting heat come out so it wouldn't have the ground on fire so much. Originally, they were chained off because they did not want people touching the pipes because you could burn yourself. Now the fire isn't that intense in those areas. I'm not going to say because the fire has gone out. It's because the fire has moved on from that section now. But seeing that coming up out of the ground just through an entire town, I don't know. I probably would have to like start second guessing myself. I mean, I can say it from a safe distance now, but I'm like, you see, I mean, that's almost a war zone. Like, I don't know.
the moment we got sinkholes, and you're just dropping into fires,
Yeah.
a pit of fire. I'm like, well, maybe it's time to move.
That's like when Todd fell down, that's what did the red flag. Because the story goes that when he was outside, he was just outside playing and just messing around. The backyard was completely fine, and he just went across, and a huge hole, it wasn't a small one, the huge thing just dropped out for no reason. No earthquake, no sound. It just dropped. From what they can assume, the fire had gone through there without them knowing, burned out the chasm. So mining it, you're already creating a chasm, but you leave so much room for structure. Fire does not think of that. Fire just burns till there's nothing there. So once you burned it, whatever water comes through down to wash it through, it's a matter of time till she fucking drops. And yeah, whatever. So Centralia's story spread far beyond Pennsylvania. It's often said to have inspired the fictional ghost town of Silent Hill. and its foggy streets and creepy sense of dread, documentaries, news specials, and paranormal shows have descended on Centralia, each trying to capture its eerie essence. I would like to go there one of these times. But the truth is, no movie or video game can fully replicate what it feels like to be actually there. The emptiness is overwhelming now. You can walk for blocks without seeing a single house, yet the skeleton of the town, its sidewalks, its road signs, its cemeteries remains. Centralia isn't just abandoned, it's suspended between the living and the dead. That's something I would like to see in person, for the fact that I've seen people do documentaries where they have a photo of the town and then they try to find that exact spot. You want to talk about lost in time. You will find like maybe 1/4, if you're lucky, from the picture on there. And that's like, if you'd be trying to take this whole TV, match that corner to that scenery. That's the only point of reference you're going to get. Now look at how everything else changed to what was there. Huge open intersections that had store here, train depot here, huge building here, is woods. And there is a corner of a sidewalk that they can literally match and be like, well, that's where that was there, and now there's nothing. So I'm like, you want to get a ghost town? So that's why I picked actually, I didn't mention this at the beginning, but this is why I picked to do Centralia, and this is also shout out to Jeff, who made this a suggestion. He's one of our listeners for our spoopy series. So the avenue we're going to take Centralia in, I went through our history quick. We're going to do, is there ghost sightings in Centralia? Because there were some deaths, not mass, but there were some lingering things that happened around it. So do we have any ghost encounters that happened around Centralia? So, shout out to Jeff. He's one of our viewers. Thank you for suggesting this episode. Jeff. We appreciate you listening. And everyone else, if you have a suggestion for us, all you have to do is leave it in the comments or email us, and we will get to work on it. So, this is where our legend blends now with reality. Because in a place like Centralia, where the fire burns underground and smoke rises from the earth, it is no surprise that ghost stories have now started to take root. Visitors, not previous tenants, visitors is where we're going.
Hold on now. Right.
Okay.
Before we move on. How did the fire get underground now?
So the fire was burning on the trash heap.
Yeah.
And when they burn the dumps, it's not just sitting on flat ground.
Okay.
You usually dig just a shallow trench so it comes in, and then you can bury it to smolder it out. It got so hot from what they dumped on it. Like I said, it was both. It wasn't just one, but it was being so dry, and the accelerant they put on to help just get it started because they had so much to burn. It got so hot. Feel the ground around a campfire.
Yeah.
That ground starts getting warm. Remember I said they didn't map it very well. They did not realize that one of the shafts of coal were actually sitting under the trash dump fairly close to the surface. Once the heat, my forge, once you light one corner of your coals, it doesn't take anything for it to get going and to stay going. And that's what happened. You had all that heat intensify, heated that coal pocket, and then the coal pocket just ran. Now, like I said, it didn't go within hours, but once it started, you have a cavern of, imagine you see nothing but crystals everywhere. You're just enveloped in coal. So once that's open, and you have so many tunnels for that beehive, it's allowing so much airflow in, so it can just suck air from left and right. That's what they originally thought. Close off the main entrance, we'll just keep it closed, it'll burn itself out. There was so many openings that they did not know about that it just kept feeding the fire. So
I was curious, how did the fire start underneath? But now that they had a cavern right under where they fucking burning.
Yes,
that's a lot. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, they didn't know. They thought you had the burn pit here, hundreds of feet of nothing, just regular rock and dirt, whatever, which is plenty of insulation. Burn this, bury it over, you're fine. They didn't realize it was more like this. So once this short area becomes heated up, that's going to ignite this. They did not know that. So Not to be over paranoid, but sometimes you have to watch out for the little things, because this little thing with this little thing is going to create a mass. That's just, it got out of control. So, visitors have long reported hearing strange sounds, whispers, voices, and even screams emerging from the steam vents that dot the landscapes. Skeptics say it's just the earth shifting or the rush of hot air, but others insist it sounds too human to dismiss. When I was writing this, I couldn't remember what it was called. I didn't have time to look it up. But isn't there like a hole out in Russia that has the same thing, that it's dug so far down deep that they get voices, and they say it's like the voices from hell?
I think it's in Russia. Well, it also affects like the you're not allowed to fly over it either.
Yeah, that one, yeah. It
Yeah.
supposedly affects your like navigation and stuff. Now they don't have that for Centralia, but I'm like, that is like,
Because it goes
I don't
down
know.
so deep that it like the air and stuff like it's like sucked into it and
Mm-hmm.
stuff because it goes down so far.
right.
You're like not allowed to like fly over it and
I
stuff.
looked it up. There is a very deep manhole in Russia called the... I'm not going to try that.
Oh, come on. I screw up the pronunciation. You try.
It's like Kola super deep borehole, except it's spelled weird.
It's a deep
Which is
fucking
the
hole.
deepest human-made hole on Earth, located on the Kola Peninsula.
Okay.
This scientific drilling project reached a depth of 12,000, like 12,000
12,000 feet?
12,000 meters.
Oh, meters.
About
Okay.
7.5 miles
was
before it
gonna
was
say, I know it was
stopped due
miles.
to unexpectedly high temperatures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're knocking on hell's door. Like,
Right.
like the devil's
It's
gonna answer.
near the border of Norway.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that part.
Encountered temperatures too high for the equipment to function, as the rocks at that depth had a plastic-like consistency. The project yielded valuable scientific data, including the discovery of microfossils and unexpected rock formations, contributing to our understandings of the Earth's deep.
What is living that deep? That you found microfossils that deep? I'm like, obviously there are bugs and everything that live underground, but that deep, and that it's that hot that it's like affecting
What'd you say,
material.
7 miles?
It was found at 4.4 miles. Because it
So
says at 4.4 miles deep. At 4.4 miles deep, researchers found dozens of fossils from single-celled marine organisms dating back 2 billion years. The clearest evidence was microscopic fossils encased in organic compounds that were surprisingly intact despite the extreme pressures and temperatures of the surrounding rock.
So how is anything surviving down there? Holy crap.
I mean, I guess, I don't know, what, a billion years ago.
I don't know, because that always confused me too. I understand that you have sediment that happens, and that's how
Yeah.
layers build up. But on that same token, you also have erosion that happens the exact same time. So that, I don't know, I'm kind of confused on that one. It's like, because not everything's even. Like, you have layers that build up, but then that same layer right next to it has stuff washing away. So I don't understand how that exactly
It says that the
works.
temperature at the bottom of the hole reached 356 degrees Fahrenheit. Then it says down here, after the project was halted, the site was eventually abandoned and the equipment was partially liquidated. The site is now visited by tourists who report that the structure over the borehole has been partially destroyed or removed.
Yeah. Can you imagine that hot? That's an oven. You are cooking.
I'm telling you.
You can drop down a steak and that'll be done in a couple of minutes. But then there's that other hole that's in the States somewhere. That one's not with heat, where the guy dropped down, what was it, animals? Like they couldn't fill the pit. They dropped down animals, and when he brought the animal back up, it aged by 15, 20 years visibly. And all he did is he took he lowered it on a handmade belt, like a elevator, not belt, but elevator, and could hear the sheep, and the sheep made like weird sounds, and he brought it back up, and it aged by like 15, 20 years. And someone like went down, and their hair was starting to like turn white, and they wouldn't let them go down anymore. I want to do a separate episode on that one. But it's like there is something about like going down in the earth that it's like the skeptics want to say, oh, that's just air, that's just like the earth moving, which I mean, you do have that. If you put your ear to like a pipe next to the wind, you will hear whistling, screaming-esque sounds. That is not like unheard of, but it is like when they put the sound down for the one in Russia, the sounds you hear, that is not wind. You hear moaning, crying, screaming, and there's like words audibly coming through.
Yeah, it's the devil down there torturing people.
That's what some of them say. So, let me get on here. One of the most chilling accounts comes from the early 2000s when a pair of investigators spent the night walking near the abandoned highway. Now, I do not remember if you're allowed to now or not.
Allowed to what?
That abandoned highway. You can get to Centralia.
Yeah, you're allowed to visit. There's still people living there.
Yeah, no, there is still a few. There's like a handful.
It only said 5 to 7. I looked it up.
I know at one point in time they really like discouraged and patrolled not to have anybody there. And at one point the abandoned highway had like a ton of graffiti on it. Then I saw online that they were dumping just not even spreading it, but just dumping mounds of like gravel, dirt on it to disrupt it so people wouldn't go walking through it. Obviously, they're doing it for safety reasons. So, because of the sinkholes and stuff like that, they don't want anybody to get hurt. I will put a disclaimer on. Don't go to Centralia. No one's going to come save you, but I'm not going to stop you. Like I said, I would like to do it myself. So,
It's like field trip.
yeah, because from what I looked on the map, the old highway that's like the graffiti highway goes like at a straight line here, but the new road they made to go out around it literally loops it. So people are like parking here to the side and then walking up that little strand. The highway is the most like visited spot because it is very easy access. So you can just pull off, walk, blah, 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 blah. In town, you are going to have a little bit of a hike to do. But I think that would be a cool thing to do. But one of the investigators who spent the night, they went there in the middle of the night, goes on to say in his account, "We heard footsteps behind us. At first we thought it was another group coming up from the road." Like I said, you have the loop that comes up, down and around, and the road itself is just run on an angle. So they parked at the bottom, and they thought it was another group coming behind them. When we moved again, they followed us, keeping pace. We turned around with our flashlights, but nobody was there. Just the sound of boots crunching gravel where no one was walking. So it wasn't that they heard it and it was walking away. It was walking towards them. They shine the flashlight. There's nobody there. But they can still hear the gravel that someone's right behind them. Visibly now in front of them, but you can't see anybody. Now, others have seen figures in the smoke, shadows that take shape, then vanish as quickly as they appear. A visitor in 2010 described it this way, quote, "I saw a boy, maybe 12 years old, standing near one of them, steam vents. He looked solid, real. I even called out to him, but he didn't answer, just turned and walked into the smoke. When it cleared, he was gone. No trace, no footprints, nothing. Just empty ground." Now, some say this was the spirit of Todd Dabaski, the boy who nearly lost his life in the sinkhole in 1981. Others believe it could be one of the many miners who perished in accidents during Centralia's coal boom. I did not put it in there because, like I said, there are tons of documentaries. You go out there and watch it. Like, we could easily turn this into a 2-3-parter just going with the history on it, and I just really didn't want to go with that this way because we have so many episodes we want to cover over the next few weeks. There were a few accidents that happened there. There were some. It wasn't like cursed, but some people did say there may have been a curse to it, but I'm not going to say that it was confirmed. I'm going to be fair here. But you did have the odd accident that happened, and you had a few people who did die in the mine. Not due to the fire, but due to just...
It's a dangerous job.
Right. I mean, have you watched coal miner videos at all? Like them going in there? Have you ever watched them?
Do.
I'm like, I'm not claustrophobic, but that would just be my fear of not being buried alive, of it's just going to smash me, and yeah, you're not getting
The
me.
main thing was Centralia. I remember... I believe when I learned about this, it might have been like 8th grade or something. I think I read about it in English, or it was history.
Not in Spanish.
No, not in Spanish.
Okay, I was just clarifying.
That was in 8th grade.
Okay.
It was. I'm pretty sure it was my English class that we read about it, But the main issue with trying to get out
Yes.
was the like lifts to get out.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't big enough.
Mm-hmm.
And I think at some points people were also trying to like salvage what they were mining out, like the
Yes.
materials they were trying to get.
Yes.
So those carts were obviously taking up room,
Right.
and it was just filling up with smoke at the same time.
Right.
So it was very difficult to get up. Plus, to light up the mines, they had torches,
Mm-hmm.
which just
Yeah, this was
added-
old school.
It just added to the fire.
Yes. No, you're talking. There was no like LED lights
Well,
and
yeah,
up in
I
that.
fucking
No,
know
it was all old school.
It's just definitely a job I would not want.
No,
I'm not getting the black lung.
Because there was
you're not gonna have a coal miner's daughter.
No, I want no part of this coal mining thing. All my respect for people who did it. 'Cause that's
No, that's just it. I
all
mean,
busting work, and you have all my respect.
the people. I have a huge fear of heights. I could never do what those guys do, where they
Yeah, he
go
has a
thousands
fear
of
of
feet up.
heights.
They spend the whole day just to go fix a small. You do that, you have my utmost respect. I am glad that there's someone who has the guts to do that. Myself, I don't get on a Ferris wheel.
we went on a ride at the Huntington County.
Oh
Fair.
yeah.
It went up and tilted to the side just a little bit. He didn't move the whole ride.
My thing isn't because I've been in a plane. The plane did not bother me. I have found out over the years that it's the security, because as soon as I go up so far, I can feel every little thing shake, and I'm like, well, this is the end.
Yeah, and the ride
It's
not
gonna
only did it go on its side, but you could spin it too. Anyways, with
Yeah, it
mining and stuff.
Oh yeah, so not. We'll get back to your mining. Just hold on to that thought. The Ferris wheel at Huntington Fair. So, I thought for a split second I would get in it, and I'm like, no, I don't like it because they're always like really creaky and whatever. And because the Hershey Kiss Tower, that doesn't bother me. I lean out looking in that, but I feel secure in that.
Well, yeah, it's a glass casing.
Right, I'm in.
I hate the fucking drop towers, though. I cry on those.
I would not be able to do that. So I'm like, no, I'm not going to get in it. You guys go. Her, Logan, Emmy, and Jesse all got in.
Emmy only went on the second time, though. 'Cause she was
I
scared.
watched them. I'm like, I see all where their heads were, and I'm like, they're kind of tall in that, and I'm taller than all of them. I'm not going to do well in that. When they went in it the second time, there was a gentleman who got in with his daughter.
They sat on the same side.
Sat on the same side.
and
So
it
instead of
fucking
everything
tilted.
being nice and even, he sits on the left side, and it's sitting like this. And I'm like, Lane, correct me if I'm wrong, but when it comes up here, doesn't that thing do a little kick to the side because it's going so fast? I'm like, he moves it all. That's the end. He went one rotation and it creaked a little. And he's like, maybe I ought to lean forward. Well, yeah, I'm thinking you better. I'm like, and this is why I don't get on them.
The
Like,
only-
no,
The only
no,
way I
no.
was able to distract Emma, though, was there was, like, kids that were throwing, like, light-up bouncy balls in the air. And so I just turned to her and I'm like, look, there's, like, a blue light. What is that? And that I was, like, distracting her.
no.
But anyways, with mining.
Yeah, sorry.
Because we were talking about how it's a dangerous job.
Yes.
I recently, I think it was in 9th grade, like recently.
So last year.
I don't fucking remember. It was in history class though.
What state was it in?
I don't know. I don't even know what they were working on when this happened.
Do you pay attention in class?
I know the gist of it. Okay, can I just?
Okay,
Can I?
I'm sorry. I'm just asking.
It was when
I have a rough idea.
I have the cliff notes on this. I'm sorry. I'll stop.
they were. I believe they were building a highway or a train track, so they were like digging into a mountain.
Okay,
But they
yes.
realized it was taking a while, so they were going to use explosives to do it.
Okay.
This was around the time when they would use like immigrants and stuff
Right.
to do the work for them.
Right.
So they didn't realize that in the cave, there was like a certain chemical that was very, very like, flammable.
Oh, combust. Okay, yeah, flammable.
Because even when they would go in, they'd have to wear masks because people have like passed out and thrown up and gotten sick on the job due to it.
Oh, okay. The fume's coming off. Okay.
So they sent a guy in with explosives to try and speed up the process.
Hmm.
The idea was he would light it, he would run out, he'd be safe. After
Go ahead. No, go ahead. I'm just like, who comes up? I mean, I understand their technology at one point in time was simple, but I'm like, who comes up with this idea? I'm like, if you run in and you light it, everything will be fine. Oh, this is OSHA approved.
Like, let's not make the fuse go all the way out.
He goes in, lights it. Second it lights, he runs out, and then once it explodes, they'd clear out the debris, and then they'd repeat the process.
They want him to go back after it's been lit.
Yeah. Except he couldn't go back because he died. With the explosive.
Shocker there.
Because he would have made it out. But
had he not tripped, had he had a
no, it was because of the chemicals that were in the cave.
Okay,
because
the fumes.
he lit it when he went to run, it exploded immediately.
Like Nick, couldn't we invest in longer fuses and be like, I'm safely outside. Light.
No, it's
no.
Not.
5 foot a cord will be plenty time for you. You get in there, John, and you light that.
I don't know. It just they weren't that bright.
Obviously.
Because the people in charge of this didn't care that they died either, because they were immigrants, and at the time they didn't give a shit. So they're like, just knock them off.
Hey, John, take this cart of nitro into this cave.
Now, if you catch it between bounces, you'll be fine. Don't you be worried about, I slipped here. I'm like, as long as you keep it up to shoulder height, everything will be A-okay.
It'll be perfect.
Now, if you happen to slip, give us a yell so we can duck behind this 30-foot thing of concrete for protection. Do I get some... Here's a hard hat. Good luck to you.
I think they gave him a mask, too.
Oh,
I think that's all he got.
We don't want the fumes to kill you.
We don't want you to pass out on the way.
While you're running.
See, I say that of like, they didn't have that much technology, but you don't... I mean, yes, we don't have like every documented written account, but I don't recall the Romans being dumbasses and being like, Spartacus, take this torch and run in there to that cave and light this pile. No, let us work in some airflow. Let's have some drainage come
at least,
through.
Like, thrown it in, like lit it while you're holding it, and then chuck it in.
I would see more or less our generations catapulting someone into the hole, other than a Roman doing it.
The other one was what is it?
Go ahead. I know. Yeah, go.
Well, then again, the guy going in the cave wasn't much brighter.
I know you needed money, but how bad? I'm like, do you think you're going to get paid coming out? I'm like, if you do this, we're going to give you a huge bonus.
You're like, Nick, this go in this cave, light this fuse, and run out. I'm like, well, wait a minute. Let's rethink this.
How long has his job position been open? Oh, it's recently available. How many times?
A little bit longer fuses.
I'll lick them together. I can tie this one to this one. If it goes out, then I'll throw the torch in. Can we at least try this?
Let's try it my way first.
You'll be fine. What do you have now?
Okay, I had to look up the name.
No, I know you were looking something up.
When they were building Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, there's a good one, yes.
So, it was when, in history, we were watching these, like, documentary fucking videos. And
I enjoy those, thank you.
I'm sorry. It was one of those videos that, like, it was showing the creation of Mount Rushmore.
Yes.
Except, so they were carving it, but then there were points where they had to carve off big chunks of the mountain.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So they would use explosives.
Yes.
You know what would be smart? Telling everyone when the explosives would go off.
This is true, yes.
One guy, or what we saw, somebody set off an explosive without telling someone, and yeah, they were up there trying to like chisel away at the mountain, and then, explosive just goes off, and he has his safety rope, and in the video, he just fucking flings off the mountain, and then he comes straight back because of the rope.
Right.
Yeah, so he died. He did. Another explosive. Just want to let you know.
I'm torn on those ones because those guys were skilled doing that too.
Mm-hmm.
When you're using jackhammers, that's a lot of force bouncing you off. Mm-hmm. But they were skilled to that swinging action you're talking. That's how actually they carved a lot of it. That you're going to get so many hits and you're going to pull away. Now come back, hit the same spot.
No, he swung back because of the explosion.
Yeah. Yes. No, I know that.
He
but
he died. I think his head got blown off.
Hard hat didn't help him on that one.
No, didn't give him a mask either.
Alrighty. Excuse me. The church that still stands, the Assumption of the Blessed Virgin Mary, that's what it's called. I didn't make up these names. That's what it's called. I don't know why. Maybe they're not sure if it's Mary. Maybe it's Margaret. Maybe that's why it's the Assumption. Has its own aurora of mystery. Paranormal teams claim to have recorded faint hymns echoing from its walls, even when no one was inside. When one group swore they saw candlelight flickering through the stained glass windows long after the building had been locked and shuttered.
Burn it.
Yep. Oh my. Well, it is burning. It's simmering underneath. It's getting ready.
No, I mean the house.
It'll get there.
Your turn.
This is why I like the paranormal stories that come out of here. It is an abandoned ghost town. It is very empty, and even, there's no one living in. Well, there's, would you say, 4 or 5 are still residents?
5 to 7.
Or 5 to 7 are classified residents. There's not even like squatters living in the area because of this thing burning. I mean, that tells you
'cause
something
it's
right
still
there, that
burning.
even homeless, whatever, like you have a huge town you could go live in, they don't. I mean, you may have the very odd one, but nothing like there could be. So the EVPs, the recordings, the hymns coming from the church, there's nobody playing radios in there. You're not getting what's the word I want? Clouded or tangled sounds from other objects. It is more natural. You're getting clear audio from those locations. It's more genuine, in my opinion. So then there are stories tied to Centralia's darker history. In the late 1800s, the Molly Maguires, a secret society of miners, were active in the area. Some were executed for murder and sabotage, but legends say they cursed the town before their deaths. Hence I said, I'm not going to say it's guaranteed cursed area, but there is a legend of it. According to local lore, the fire still burns beneath Centralia is the fulfillment of that curse, a punishment that will not end until the land itself is consumed. So, even the cemeteries carry their own ghostly tales. Visitors have claimed to hear the sound of shovels striking the earth or voices murmuring prayers near the gravestone. One man wandered into the cemetery at dusk, described simply this: "It felt like I wasn't alone. The hairs on my arms stood up. I heard voices clear as day, but when I turned, there was nothing. Just clusters of smoke drifting across the grave." And I don't know why I get chills just Jesus Christ, that is everything all at once. Like, I got chills just reading that, and I'm the one who typed it. God. So you're here in this abandoned area, you're walking alone, and you should just feel isolated, that you're by yourself, there's no sounds, no noise, but he felt that there was presence. And it wasn't just drifting smoke, he said there was drifting clusters of smoke. So was the smoke actually on its own, or was it clusters of like spirits that we've seen them where you see like the drifts in paranormal caught on cameras and stuff like that, or CCTV footage? You see like the drifts of smoke, steam. So could that possibly be that? Whether you believe the stories or not, Centralia's atmosphere is undeniable. The silence, the smoke, the smell, the faint smell of sulfur, all of it works on your imagination. In a place where the earth is burning and a town has been erased, who's to say ghosts wouldn't linger? So, wrapping this up, Centralia is more than an abandoned town. It is a ghost story written in real time. A place where fire devoured a community, where homes vanished, and where legends continue to grow from the ashes. If you walk its streets today, you'll find yourself surrounded by emptiness. You may smell the faint tang of sulfur, hear the hiss of smoke, or catch the feeling that someone is following just a few steps behind. Maybe it's your imagination, or maybe Centralia is not as empty as it seems. Maybe new residents have began to move in. The fire will continue to burn for centuries, long after the last residence has passed and gone. With it, the memory of Centralia will smolder too, leaving behind one of the strangest, most haunting chapters in Pennsylvania's history. Centralia isn't just a ghost town, Centralia is the ghost itself. So, what y'all think?
Fire.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
fire!
Are we still gonna have a bonfire tonight, or are we gonna do it tomorrow?
Maybe tomorrow.
Okay.
That's all you heard out of all of that was just, can I have fire now?
What, you said we could have a bonfire, so...
Damn pyros.
You would take some s'mores to Centralia and go cook some?
Yeah, I know as of last year, it started dying down a little bit, but it's still burning.
There was some reports that it was starting to smolder out a little bit. But they said that halfway through the 60s, towards
It's
the
because
late
of
70s.
how far underground it is. Like, if they were mining coal there, there's still fucking coal there.
Right. I cannot remember how long they said. I wanted to say it was a couple hundred years, like maybe 100 to 200 years that they said that thing would still burn.
250.
Was it 250?
Yes, I looked it up.
Oh, thank you. But yeah,
That's what I was doing on my phone.
so we're not even a third of the way there yet.
No, we're at like 60.
60 what? 60 years?
Yeah, like 60, 62, I think.
So, yeah,
Because what, started in 1962?
1962.
And maybe 63.
So, yeah. It's got a long way to go till
I'm not good at
their
math.
estimates put it that it should be going out.
That is crazy, though, just
But-
to think about, isn't it?
Right, because
It's just going to burn for that long.
Yes, 63.
I
was
love,
correct.
Lane has played some of the games, and I think I remember playing the original one. And I've seen all the movies of Silent Hill. And just that aesthetic of that church, because I would love to see that church. That would be like the one place, other than the highway's the easy spot to get to. But seeing the church, even if there's no smoke around the area, the sulfur smell is prominent as you come through. And anybody who like knows the smell of like rotting eggs, fireworks give off the same scent because they're made of sulfur. You're going to smell that in a town. That just adds to the aesthetic, and it would be creepy as all get out to go see that and just be there. And then to just envision like how many hundreds of people were there living there. They were having picnics. They were going to school. There was high traffic there.
Imagine sitting
And
there having a picnic and then a sinkhole just opens up beneath you.
Yeah.
My garlic bread!
I don't know.
Oh, they may not have had garlic bread back then.
What do you think the ghost aspect? Do you think there is possibly? Is this all just is this local urban legend that has taken root?
To be honest, if I was one of the few people that still lived there, I would have just started fucking with the tourist.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, I'm going to say it's all imagination.
Okay.
People. Yeah, I don't really see, like...
Yeah, like maybe they hear the fire beneath them and they're mistaking it for things.
Right. This will be the one time that I could go like flat cold on that. Yes, I don't think it's haunted. There is, like I said, with the what did I call them? Molly Maguires. They were a society to try to like stop the mind from being there. When you go into it, it makes for a good story. It really does. But in my opinion, I have heard so many other stories in different areas of different like lores that hold more viable and more like legit claim to like everything happen. Mothman. There's so much behind that legend and lore leading before it that I'm like, no, okay, I could get where this is coming from. Like this was summoned here. I could get behind this one. There's ones over in Europe. Same thing. This one here, I'm like, I think it's the same thing. I think we had a very unfortunate accident that, like I said, there's plenty of documentaries. I didn't want to get into all of it today, of every accident that seemed to happen, that some people looked at it that it was some bad fortune that was happening repetitively. But do I think they're ghosts? No. I don't think. I mean, I wrote that one of him in the graveyard. Like I said, I wrote this thing. I'm reading it, and then when your phone went off, my hair was already starting to go up on it, and I'm like, because I remember reading it, so I'm like, I want to put this in, because this is creepy as shit. Mm-hmm. He's by himself, and I'm sure, turning around, whether maybe the clusters are the people who didn't want to leave, and they've come back to the town, or maybe it was just clustered smoke itself, that would just be an experience of just, you scared the shit out of me. I'm like, holy fuck. But no, I don't think there's enough. I think there has to be some more traumatic history to imprint on the land itself or the environment for stuff to take hold or to even open portals. Because I don't think, because that's a very loose theory that goes around, and I'm not, if you believe in that, that is completely fine. Some people say that the fire opened up the pits to hell. And I think that got misinterpreted, that it was just that hot, so people were associating with that. And others took it literally of like, oh no, it burned so hot that it broke down the gates and it allowed things to come through. I'm like, then why don't we see that at other burn pit areas? Because they can get really hot even now. Yeah. So I'm like, I'm sure it seemed like it, fire burning everywhere, an experience very traumatic and very like, holy crap, and it obviously displaced hundreds of people. But no, this will be the time that I'm like, I don't think it's... Maybe we go on an investigation there and I'm proved otherwise. Maybe something has started to take residence there, since there's no people there.
Yeah, but I'm with you. I don't feel like there's enough, like, tragedy.
Right.
Or, like...
Because there's nothing that there was like huge deaths during this fire. There was accidents, there was some fatality, but nothing huge. Nothing like you see Gettysburg or like mass murder shootings or houses that have like these huge things that happen and are imprinted. And that's the other thing is like it seems like in a lot of haunted locations, you either have to be near like some type of water, body of water, be it a lake, river, whatever, or granite and limestone seem to be like conductors. Like it somehow takes a picture of what's going on, and then it can reiterate and radiate that story, that emotion, and project that back out and like replay through time. It's coal and it's burning. So maybe that'll be a bucket list that we try to hit. That'll be like close to home. We'll have to get you a scooter or something so you can hobble up over the...
All right, let's get my little buggy.
Because if your leg goes numb halfway through and we're getting chased out, you'll be left.
Well, you're just going, no, I'm out of here.
Officer Bill, how are you? I just out here picking blueberries. And, there's not been blueberries here for about, 60 years? I was told the wrong information. My bad.
Every time, I swear.
I just wanted a small pie. All right, anything you guys want to wrap up with Centralia today? Nothing?
Nope.
Bueller?
I was thinking of being in a field trip one day.
Yes, definitely. I definitely want to hit that one. Hopefully, with the products hopefully soon coming here along, we will be able to do that. So... Thank you, Jeff, for the suggestion for Centralia. Appreciate it. And again, if anybody wants a topic done or would like us to start with an idea, put it down in the comments or email us at theunpackingitpodcast@gmail.com. Anything you want to end off with? You're good? You're just silent? You're a monk now? All right. Thank you all for listening. Be sure to like, share, follow, subscribe, and we will see you all on our next spoopy episode that we do. So, bye-bye.
Bye.